this wonderful nation of Antigua and Barbuda. Father God, as we stand here as proud Laborites, dear God, as proud members of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, we ask your blessings upon these proceedings, dear God. Father God, we ask you to bless our speakers tonight as they talk about rebuilding our nation together, dear God. Father, you have seen the success that this nation has enjoyed from 2014 until now. And Father, we call upon you to allow our candidates to be victorious on the 21st of March so that this nation of Antigua and Barbuda can continue to grow, dear God. Father, we ask a special blessing upon the candidate for this area, the St. John's Rural East. Father, we just ask you to put your blessings and your mercy and your guidance upon Mrs. Maria Brown, dear God, as she steps forward to stand up for her people in St. John's Rural East and in the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. So, Father, we just commit everything that is going to happen tonight and on the 21st of March 2018 into your hands. And we pray, dear God, that you will indeed smile upon the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, and we will be victorious in your name. We just ask all of this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Somebody say amen. Yes. Before we move on, somebody dropped a bunch of keys. If you've lost your keys, we have them right here. There's a opener with the flag of Guyana on it. So, lot for you, man. He don't lose free key, no. He lose his screws in the head. Cause he crazy for to try run against the world boss. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have the creed of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party done right now. And this creed will be done by none other than our very own General Secretary, Comrade Mary Clearhurst!
Murder? Look at red. Wow, as far as the eyes can see. You know, on a serious note, we live by these words. And so you repeat after me. We believe in the empowerment of our people. The principles of good governance. The elimination of poverty. The provision of full employment. Equitable distribution of wealth. And the equality of opportunity and justice. These are the words that we live by. Them can't touch we. We are an organization that is fit for the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Let me hear you say, yeah, yeah. Ready it up.
And she didn't call me, sir? No, no. Oh. So she.
I have a lady here, and she's not going to be long. But she represents the wickedness of UPP. And you're going to listen to her for 2 minutes. She represents the wickedness of UPP. Come, comrade. Take it from over there. Okay, watch you, young man. Go ahead.
Good night, people. I am Sonia Dublin, a.k.a. Mommy Mayhem. I am here because I'm hurt. Wilma Daniel and the UPP robbed me of my pension when they sent me home from the port. I just borrowed the money to build my house when they sent me home. They say they were building hope. I was in hope for 10 years, waiting for them to deliver me. And so far, nobody came to my rescue. They robbed me of my pension, You might say, why now? Now it hit me harder because now I'm 60 and can never get a government pension because of Wilmer Daniel and the UPP government. People, think wise. It can happen to you. It can happen to anybody from your family. Think wise, people, and make the right choice. Vote the Antigua Labour Party. Thank you.
Let me hear it for her.
When you read them, hear how them the wicked. Hear how them the wicked. And then they want to come back into this country and can lead. Never. Never. I said to a lady the other day, as long as me live, you people can't ever get back in the power. She said, well, it's easy then, I'll have to take you out. I say, well, it's up to you. But as long as me live, you people can't go back there. You know what? I'm going to invite another lady who's going to spread a message tonight. And let me tell you all, the night just started. I'm not get hype yet. Just wait till later when we get hype. But in the meantime, I'm going to ask you to make a lot of noise. Give her a warm Labour Party welcome to Comrade Claudette Mason.
Good night, comrades and friends. Good night to you good people of Rural East. Let me hear you, Rural East. Tonight, I am indeed honored, excited, and humbled to be given the opportunity to introduce a most dynamic, competent, and productive candidate. The former president of Chile, Her Excellency Michelle Bachelet, said, a better democracy is a democracy where women do not only have the right to vote and to elect, but to be elected. Tonight, I am confident that democracy is alive and well in Antigua and Barbuda, particularly in the constituency of St. John's Rural East. As I introduce to you our candidate, Maria Vanessa Brown, a young woman with a vision and plan for the continued growth and development of the people of Rural East and the country of Antigua and Barbuda. As the granddaughter of Sir Vere Cornwall Bird, niece of Sir Lester Bird, and adorable wife of the Honorable Gaston Brown, Prime Minister of Antigua and Barbuda. Candidate Maria Vanessa Brown is ready, willing, and capable to deliver to the St. John's Rural East constituency. This seat is in the capable hands of Maria Vanessa Brown. She has the requisite educational skills and competence that will enable her to serve the people of St. John's Rural East. Candidate Maria Vanessa Brown, by nature, is a caring person. A woman with a natural desire to help people to help themselves. She has a history of providing support for young people to begin their business and to improve their lives. As a young woman, a wife, and mother, she knows and understands the challenges that confronts women and the importance of parents, both mother and father, to be empowered so that they can take care of their families. Therefore, as our esteemed candidate, and with the dedicated support of the branch, the residents, families, and supporters in the constituency of Rural East, we are in the capable hands of a hard-working, dynamic, exciting, hot woman who will be victorious in the upcoming elections. With these few words, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome candidate Maria Vanessa Brown to Rural East. Thank you.
When you read them, when you read them! Well, Labour Party can't cool! Neither me. It is not time for Miss Brown to speak or Mrs. Brown to speak as yet. Yes. Aren't you? You just left my wife alone. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Miss Mason. Give her another round of applause, please. Yes. You want me to tell you something? What you people and them afraid most about the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is the fact that we have all the young people supporting Labour. And in Rural East, your future is brighter with Maria. We all know that. So, Rural East has no other choice but to vote Mrs. Maria Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, this next speaker that is coming to speak, he is one of the young minds in the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. He has one of the most brilliant minds out there in Antigua and Barbuda. As a matter of fact, in the entire world. Give Comrade Clement Antonio a warm welcome.
Comrades, youth of labor, tonight I stand here in support of Maria Vanessa Brown, a wife, a mother, a daughter, a young dynamic woman, a woman who understands the struggles of you the people, and as such steps up to serve you the people of St. John's Rural East. Comrades, determined she is to ensure that you, the people of St. John's Rural East, is graduated as a community of zero poverty, zero unemployment, the best health and educational facilities, a second chance for young men and women. Maria, the girl who is on fire, represents equal opportunities for each and every one of you. Maria accepted the job to elevate you, the people of St. John's Rural East. Comrades, for a brighter future, on March 21st, you will go out and vote and duly elect a representative in Maria Brown. Comrades, we must do our part. We must stand up against the United Progressive Party. We must not forget the jobs that were lost, the homes that were lost, the neglect this country faced on the United Progressive Party. Harold Lovell and the UPP gang represents nothing. Harold Lovell and his gang on the 21st of March will be wiped out. They will never be given the opportunity to hold us hostage again, to bankrupt this country. Comrades, we are rebuilding together. We have the perfect union. We have different stories, but we hold common hopes. We may not look the same, but we're moving in the same direction towards a better future for our children and grandchildren. Antiguans and Barbudans, there's a lot to be proud of. We could once again walk on international grounds because we once again have a voice. Comrades, we have a lot to smile about. Comrades, the UPP continues to run a degrading campaign which degrades each and every one of us and what we represent as a people. Is that what we represent as a people? Comrades, the UPP have no plan. We will not recite the history of the UPP in this country. Comrades, Antigua and Barbuda is on the rise under the leadership of Gaston Brown and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. What we have already achieved gives us hope, not just in words, but in deeds. Comrades, at this time, in this election, we will come together and let the UPP know, not now, not ever. We're going to wipe them out. Comrades, it was the UPP who had no regards for the elders who are the backbones of this country. They refer to our elders as ragtags. It was only the UPP that our senior citizens stood in lines for long hours to receive an unsure pension. Let's not forget, the UPP represents the absence of sound policies and sensible plans. UPP represents failure of leadership and smallness of politics. The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is reshaping our economy to compete in the digital age. We're setting high standards for our schools and giving them the resources they need to succeed. Comrades, as our economy changes, we're ensuring that you, the people, are sharing in our prosperity. We must protect our hard-earned benefits. We are making it possible for you, the regular people, who are hard-working to save for retirement. Comrades, the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party will end poverty in this country. Every single person willing to work will work. You will be able to earn an income to afford the things that you want. Youth of labor, let us be the generation that makes the future generations proud of what we did. That can only be accomplished if we go out on March 21st and vote for the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Comrades, when we go out and campaign, it is about us as a nation. It is about what we can accomplish together. Comrades, we're going to go out and vote for the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party for justice and opportunity. to secure our schools and our jobs and health care for each and every one of you. Comrades, we are protecting a better Antigua and Barbuda. Comrades, on March 21st, you will go out and elect a representative in Maria Vanessa Brown. Thank you.
DJ. Brrr. Take it down. Did you all listen to him just now? So listen. Can't cool. Can't cool. Listen. Comrade leader said they flop. Comrade Michael Brown said we're going to dun them. And Comrade Clement Antonio just told us that we're going to wipe them out. Make some noise for labor. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, who is coming here to show support to Comrade Maria Brown, is no stranger to the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party's stage or platform. She will return to Parliament as a senator in or after we win the next general elections. Make some noise and welcome Comrade Chanel Gofaya!
Comrades of St. John's Rural East, women of labor, youths of labor, let me hear you make some noise for labor. Let me hear you make some noise for Maria. St. John's Rural East, come next Wednesday. We're going to retain these seats. Comrades, you know, I feel really, really good tonight to be in St. John's Rural East, as this is the constituency in which I live. So, comrades, you know I love this constituency. Team Rural East, you know how hard we have campaigned to ensure we have won this constituency. Comrades, we have come a very long way in this constituency. And there's so much more that can be done. But we cannot discount the work that has been done by Sir Lester Bird. Let's see a shout for Sir Lester Bird. Sir Lester Bird is a person of integrity, a person of intelligence, a person of grace. Any of them things sound like Trevor Young to you? Trevor Young sound like he could have walked a mile in Lester Bird shoes? Comrades, the only choice on March 21st to fill the void that Sir Lester Bird left is Maria Bird Brown. And not because she's a bird or a brown, comrades, but she's competent and she's an inspiring young woman, comrades. And I am proud to stand here tonight to endorse Maria. Comrades, it's no secret that I'd put forward my name as a possible candidate in this constituency. But tonight, I want to say that Labour Party is bigger than any one person. And comrades, we must do what is necessary for the greater good. Tonight, I stand here to fully endorse Maria Brown. I believe she will make an outstanding representative. Comrades,
Comrades of Release, I want you all to support Maria Brown. She is not only determined, but she's young and ambitious. Comrades, you know, there are not a lot of women in politics right now. And so we need more women. So I'm happy to endorse Maria tonight. Comrades, when you have a choice between being intelligent and hardworking, and quite frankly, a good-looking woman, and a man who has done nothing for this constituency, the choice is clear, comrades. Ruralese, who are we voting for? Who are we voting for? Comrades, Maria is the better choice, comrades. She's hardworking, comrades. And I want y'all to look around and see what she has done in that very short space of time since November. Tell me all what she has done for us, comrades. Comrades, have you seen Trevor Young around? Has he helped you in any way, St. John's Ruralese? He can't even give Ruralese constituents free driving lessons. Not even that he can give us. Comrades, when we go to vote on March 21st, comrades, I want you to vote for Maria Brown. Because as a mother, she knows how to be very nurturing and attentive to the needs of the constituents of Ruralese. She knows how to be patient, and she knows how to work with people. She understands our needs in this constituency. Comrades, Maria is simply the best and only choice in this constituency. The only choice for St. John's Ruralese. So on March 21st, comrades, we got done the UPP and we're going to vote in Maria Bird Brown, comrades. Thank you.
We have for labor, we have for labor, we have them! Labor, labor! Hoy, DJ! I hear what she said? He can't even teach Ruralese how to jive, but he walk a run for politics. Yes, soon enough, soon enough. Let me tell you one more thing that she forgot to mention about Comrade Maria Brown. Unlike UPP, Comrade Maria Brown and the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, we care about people. UPP didn't care about nobody. A lady met me in town the other day. She said, Jesse, I hope you're campaigning hard, you know. I said, listen, me never top campaign. Even when we won the last election, I have been campaigning for the 3.5 years or 3.75 years. Because I mean that they cannot take back the government of this country. She said, well, I hope so. I said, why you say that though? She said, Jesse, I'm tired now noodles and Vienna sausage. I said, what you mean by that? She said, on the UPP, all she and she friend them could afford to buy was noodles and Vienna sausage for eat. Well, let me tell you something. I asked, she said, why you eating now? She said, boy, I had choices. I can yam lobster, I can yam shrimp, or I can yam steak. Make some nice for labor. Well, I tell you, boy, our people not easy at all. Comrades and friends, we just heard from the younger ones. And guess what? We are going to hear from someone who is a little bit older than them, but he is still young at heart very much. And he has seen a lot of the wickedness that UPP has done to Antigua and Barbuda. Comrades and friends, make some noise and welcome to the Labour Party platform, Comrade Osbert Frederick!
Good night, comrades. Well, me convinced that they're done. I have a message for comrade leader tonight. You know Dr. Michel in Grenada and his party won all 15 seats. And Dr. Michel said to the leader of the opposition, your problem is leadership. So I'm telling Comrade Gaston Brown, next Thursday morning, make sure you tell Harold Lovell and the UPP your problem and leadership. Tonight, I want to endorse Comrade Maria Brown. And if I had any doubts of the candidacy of this young lady, she settled it with me yesterday. I didn't ask your permission to talk about it, but me go talk. Me can't keep secret. Yesterday, someone went to the branch office of Comrade Brown to report a problem that they were having. She wasn't there, but her agents took the person's name and number. And when she showed up at her office, they gave her the information. And when I went to the place yesterday afternoon, I was told, we're having a visitor today. Comrade Maria Brown, in just a couple of hours, called at home and showed up to look about the problem. That is representation. And I'm telling you, comrade, if you continue in that vein, you will be around for a long, long time. I told you about her opponent on Tuesday night. And I'm going to repeat it because somebody called me yesterday and said, but you don't get the whole story. On the 15th of December last year, there was a meeting at the Antigua and Barbuda Transport Board with all of the driving instructors. And while they were at the meeting, the chairman of the meeting, the manager of the transport board, Mr. Jarvis, Trevor Young raised his hand to make a comment. And he said, I have been told that you all are going to send home all the senior driving licensing officers, those people that take you on the test. Mr. Jarvis said to him, that's not how it goes. We are putting an age limit in place. And when it is done, if somebody falls within that age, they will have to go. This was Trevor Young's response. Make sure when I do that, nobody under the age of 45 get the job, because we want competent people. Let me tell you what Trevor Young is saying, is that if you're under the age of 45, you're not competent. Say it again. Say it again, young lady. If forward. You just heard our young people tonight. You gonna tell me they're not competent? And he repeated it at least 3 times. The secretary of the meeting had little mercy and his stupidity. I guess she said, Father in heaven, pity his simplicity. So she did record it. At the next meeting, on the 15th of January of this year, Trevor Young said, After the minutes were read, he said, but me not hear me comment. He said, I am still standing that I want competent people in that position. Trevor Young is saying that if you're young, you're not competent. Well, let me ask you a question. I did my research, and I found out that the people who go to driving school the most are the people between that age. No, if you're not competent, your money not competent. And me take this thing seriously. If I want to go driving school, find one next one. They can't eat your bread if you dance. The other story about Trevor Young, there are candidates within the UPP who are under 45. So Trevor Young said they're not competent either. Well, Driftwood, yeah, try. Driftwood said that they don't have no brain. And Trevor Young basically said the same thing. But you know, I heard me the boy named Young. And he hate young people so. But I'm telling you in Rural East tonight, make Trevor Young regret that he ever put his name on a ballot paper. Let him regret. This politics thing seriously now. Politics for me is a way of life. A life and death. Yeah, look on the slate of the UPP. I thought the West Indies cricket team was bad. But the UPP slate are the worst combination of 17 people me ever see. I swear if me pass across any rum shop tonight, me find better quality. People not even know them. I have lived here all my life, and some of them are the first time I see them. And I talk about the other party. What their name? DNA? Yeah, well, Murray just need to tell them go look for their father. Because the DNA result just not fit. The Labour Party has put together what I consider the best slate of candidates ever in the history of this country. And that's no disrespect to the previous candidates. But when you have two dynamic young ladies like these two, and let me tell you, me know about the Marshall, because me work with she. And when she done with the other Marshall, that's not even a good counterfeit. Comrade, here not even a good photocopy. Those of you old enough remember stencil. It may be a stencil. That's the real McCoy right there. Let me tell you something. I was thinking today, when the Labour Party government prevented the sale of the State Insurance Corporation, that ain't enough for them rule this country forever. One of the biggest corporations in this country, statutory corporation, they were selling it to their friends. And today's state insurance is profitable and serving the people of this country. We went down to West Indies Oil, and they were going to sell it to their rich friends. And Gaston Brown said, nothing tall go so. The last dividends that oil refinery paid to the government of Antigua and Barbuda was more than $5 million. that would have gone in the pocket of Baldwin Spencer and Harold Lovell, them rich friends. I'm telling you, those of you tonight who are walking and talking about Labour Party don't win. But say now go vote. Let me tell you what my father told me one election. He said there's a special place reserved in hell for those who stand neutral on the great issues of life. And voting is one of them. So on Wednesday, go out in your numbers. Vote the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. And all this time Wednesday night, the fat lady will begin to sing. And if you happen to come through All Road for the first time, you're going to see me dancing. Good night, comrades and friends. Have a good night.
With the present slate that they have right now, there's a broken record in Antigua. The record, they're going to have the smallest cabinet in the history of Antigua politics.
Here. Who provides that? Oh, play him again, there.
If the UPP win the election with the present slate that they
Listen
have
good.
right now, they're going to broken record in Antigua.
What the record be?
The record, they're going to have the smallest cabinet in the history of Antigua politics.
Well, eh? Yeah, man, mind your business. Oh. Labor rights, let me hear you! Listen, you see Antigua Barbie, the Labour Party? Not only can you hear us, not only can you see us, but you can taste us. Here, drink one. Yes. Comrades and friends, our next speaker is running against a counterfeit. You know what a counterfeit is? You ever get counterfeit money and try to spend them? And what happened? You can't spend them. You know what artificial means? You know what original means? Women of labor, let me hear you! We're going round south and welcome the real Marshal, Comrade Samantha!
That's how we do it. Women of labor. Women of labor. House of labor. Comrade Maria, it is indeed my distinct pleasure to come and endorse you here tonight. And by the crowd that I'm seeing here, your work is paying off. She's doing an excellent job. Released. You like St. Mary's South. You have a gem, and you must take care of her. This is a woman that believes in service. She has offered herself now at a higher level to serve. I know, because when she decided to form Share Inc., I served as a director on Share Inc. with her. And all you hear the other side saying to cut her down and to bring her down. Maria
Bird Brown stood tall, and she continued to help women, children from Share Inc. They come, they twist, they try to create all kind of confusion, but they cannot stop Maria. And so now she offers herself to the people of Rural East to serve you, to represent you, to stand up for you. And you must stand with her come the 21st of March. You don't bother with those others. You don't bother with the one that ain't named Young. He not ready yet. He don't know you. He will not serve you, and he will not stand up for you in the way that you expect. They seem to think that Maria is quiet. They seem to think that Comrade Maria doesn't know what to do. But I can tell you, throughout my time of knowing her, she is no easy walkover. And I know that with every single bone in her body, she will fight for the people of Rural East. I hear them talking, saying that they're ready to govern, to deliver hope. Tell them you don't want hope. You want your promises kept. That's what the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party delivers. Promises made are promises kept. I urge you, do not be fooled by the UPP. Harold Lovell, he only has his interest at heart. Look at him. This is his last go round. When we tell him we don't want him, he gonna go retire. And let me speak about their support of women. There's only one woman they have running on the ticket. And it's by the grace of God that they leave her there. Because they could have had 2 women at least running on the ticket. But because one woman challenged he kicked she till she come out of ya. Is that the kind of leader that you want? The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party's leadership believes in gender equality and believes that more women must come to the forefront to lead. That's the kind of leadership that you want. You think if a woman at any stage went against the agreement of Gaston Brown that he would kick her out? Never. Never. And let me tell you, the true quality of a leader is a leader who stands up for his people and who has inclusion. Gaston Brown not only has inclusion of women, but he even allowing with open arms our UPP brothers and sisters that wish to come to the Antigua Labour Party. And let me tell you, when them account, are we done gone over for our number? Are we done gone clean? So you know, when comes the 21st of March, straight up, 17 clean to the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Rural East, well, you're not going to come in before me, eh? But you're coming in right behind me. But let me tell you about St. Mary's South. I hear all kind of chitter-chatter. Worry with them. No worry with them. It's only one genuine, real marshal. It's only one marshal who has been there for the people all the time. And when I say for the people, I mean all the people. It's only one marshal that don't let nothing about history in terms of whom I feel treat me bad in politics. But in my mind, I stand up for the people. All the people. Whether you're red, whether you're blue, whether you're in between, Samantha is for you. So all the little tactics they're trying, they can't stop St. Mary South. St. Mary South will say who they want to be the representative. And I know, just like I do, Comrade Maria Brown has the interests of women, single mothers, and young children at heart. Can you imagine what type of programs the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party government will be pushing out with two strong women standing up for social transformation? Can you imagine how women in Antigua will feel proud to know that two women in the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party are standing up to support them? Just today, we had the privilege to hand over the keys from one of the happy homes that was built. Just today, we made a family of 9 people in Point the happiest family right now. And it's not me say it. It's the young lady in her speech who said she has supported the United Progressive Party for years. But you know what? She supported them. But they never had the heart to see the conditions that her family was in and to try to help her to make it better. That is an example of what UPP is like. And what the Happy program did for that family today is an example, a true example of the love, the heart of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. That is what we are about. And there are many more, because right now we're at 400 applications in the Ministry of Social Transformation. Trust me, every single application will be dealt with. Oh, we are going to transform Antigua and Barbuda. And whilst they look to cry down the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, we shall continue to work for the people. We shall continue to ensure that the living standards of every single Antiguan and Barbuda is made better. So let me tell you, have no fear. Have no fear. St. Mary South, St. Mary South, the real marshal is bringing it home for you. And Rualis, stand firm, stand firm, stand firm. Come the 21st of March with Comrade Maria Bird Brown. Women of Labour, women of Labour, House of Labour, stand firm.
DJ, what tell them? Hi, women of Labour. We're asking that the Acho, man of labor. The man ain't jealous. The labor man ain't jealous of the woman and them. But don't tell wrong with that. You know why? I one woman then up on the next side, and now we have two. I will love more woman than them. Oh, you're gonna learn. We're asking that the driver of A37886, please, it's a blue Mazda Jeep. You're blocking somebody and they need to leave. One blue Mazda Jeep. And that's why I want to move. Well, so that's A37886. We're asking that you move, please. You all know Labour Party had well, they call it a whistle stop. But he ended up and turned into a megacade on Sunday, right? So, we drove all the way around south. We came up into a constituency that Labour Party won last elections. And hear what? We drove to the entire constituency. And I see one blue something. And I see one blue in that constituency there tall. The only place we saw blue was at the home of the person he's running against. The only place. Listen. The youths in this constituency meet me and tell me. They say, look, if the man for you people even try to talk to them, they're pushing on the road and make you run over him. I say, I can't do that. I can't do that. They say, look, if you drive through this constituency any day during the week, you don't see none of the youths them sit down on corner like 10 years ago. This next speaker has ensured that his constituents are working and working on the labor. We're going all the way over to St. Paul's. Make some noise and welcome the chairman of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, Comrade Paul Jet Green.
I'm going green, I'm going green, I'm going green for 28. For the elderly, more to come. More to come. Thank you, Comrade Jesse. Good night to the wonderful people of St. John's Rural East. To my colleague candidates on the platform, and of course our the hardest working General Secretary in politics in the world, Mary Claire Hurst. Comrades, I hear them talk about hope. I hope they know that is 17 none. I stand tonight with my colleague candidates on this platform to endorse the candidacy of Lady Maria Bird Brown. And I'm very deliberate in inserting the Bird part of her name because it brings a lot of Antigua's history. I'm very deliberate in signaling the bird in her name because she stands tonight to fill the shoes of a great leader in Lester Bryant Bird. Tonight she's called upon to continue the legacy of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party in this constituency and in this country. I am confident that when the votes are counted on March 21, in this historic constituency, this garrison of rural East, man gonna get blow and change from young to old. He gonna get blood till he turn old. He got one day blood in feral. He got understand for the first time that blood in tonic. But comrades, as we wrap up the campaign 2018, as we gather here in our thousands, I want to once again ask that we guard against complacency. That we understand that this election is about the maintenance of the standard of living, the quality of life, and the rebuilding of this fair nation of ours. A job we started and made 3.5 years ago, and a job to which we give a full and total commitment of continuing. Nothing we achieved would have been achieved without one, God the Almighty, and two, you the people of Antigua and Barbuda. We have started on a course of rebuilding Antigua and Barbuda, and we will continue to do so. God's blessings and your support. This great organization has transitioned over time. And if you watch, you'll see the difference between us and any other political organization. We are the only political organization that has not changed our name from the time we started. All others have morphed and changed from one name, UNDP, PLM, something, something, until I got the UPP. But this morning, I flushed my PP, and I'm sure you did yours too. We will continue to work together to build this country into an economic powerhouse where all the markings are already in place. And we have tonight joining this glorious team led by the youngest political leader and prime minister this country has seen, Gaston Brown. Not only a beautiful lady, but an intelligent lady, a committed lady, someone who over the course of this campaign has won the hearts of every Antiguan and Barbudan following politics. When she entered as a candidate or as a political hopeful, a lot of comments were made. But we know why they were trying to derail and dissuade and discourage. They knew she come of good stock, that her political genes are intact and well in place, and that if she's a VC Bird Grand Picnic, she's bound to do well for Antigua and Barbuda. And so tonight, little wonder the people of rural East are ready to elect Maria Brown to the seat being left vacant by Lester Bird, and to have her in Parliament as one of 17 Labour Party candidates to form the government of this country come March 21st, 2018. We have followed in Grenada what recently happened. And I'm sure we all agree that the reason Grenada government was returned with 15 votes to nil for the opposition is because they did the people's business. I've been making the point on the radio for this week, 2 days, that when governments work, the electorate should reward hard work and commitment. This notion about you have to have opposition, nothing no so. What you want in government in any country is performance. And when you look at a government that's grown the economy for 3 consecutive years, that's performance. When you look at a government that inherited a hospital that we all were afraid of, turned around to become the first institution of its kind in the Caribbean, Eastern Caribbean, to do kidney transplants, that's performance. When you look at the track record of the Labour Party, When we started with primary school education, transition to secondary school education, and now on the cusp of having the first university in this country, that is progress, that's development, deserving of 17 non-come election. You know, over the nights we've been campaigning for the platform. It allowed us to bond and to hear the views of the people. And I want to say to you that mine is not a simple feeling, but mine is a feeling rooted in the exchange we've had at these meetings as I across the country campaigning for respective candidates. That a wind, a serious and significant wind, is blowing in this country. A wind of recognition and performance. A wind that says that Antigua and Barbuda deserves a government that performs as well as this government has for the last 3.5 years. And that 17 none is going to be the score come election day. I can't talk for long tonight because all the heavy hitters are out. But let me very quickly turn my attention to St. Paul's. And to report to you that my opponent's mother nominated me. And the word across St. Paul now, well, if your mama nominates you, Chet, well, guess what? He needed to sit down. On Sunday, in the whistle stop, turn motorcade, turn megacade, his father came and said, Chet, just give him a red shirt and red cap, and Birdman maybe. It did not end there. It did not and does not end there. Because yesterday, while in office in Ngishaba, meeting constituents and residents, a young man walked in. I looked up because I was somewhat shocked. I recognized the young man to be a young man who had been driving around the community with my opponent. He walked in my office with a shirt mark on, anchored with green 2018. He says to me, Chet, and no surprise, but me done with that. And if you think I'm not serious, tell me if you want the rest of the campaign team, because we can't go bring it right now. And you know me, Gaston Brown trained me well. So me call the bluff. He went away and within 20 minutes came back with 4 members of J Food campaign team. And so in St. Paul's, we continue to show that we are in fact the real leaders of that community. That even our opponents' campaign is not fizzling to the extent that maybe by tomorrow you'll see my lawn as a drifter. And my advice to him, as his supporters, canvassers come to be anchored, he can keep on drifting. But let me finally, tonight before I take my seat, recognize the fact that this constituency has a larger than usual number of persons who speak Spanish from the Spanish-speaking community. And on behalf of Comrade Mario Brown, permítame hablar un poquito con los que hablan español. A la comunidad que habla español, estoy invitando a ustedes a votar el día 21 de marzo de este año. Que ustedes saben que el Partido Laboral de Antigua Barbuda es el mejor partido de todo. Y que la señora María Brown es claramente su opción para el día de elección. Que ustedes deben salir de su casa tempranito. Empezará la votación a las 6 en punto y ustedes deben estar en la línea para hacer el voto para María Brown. Pido yo, en nombre del candidato María Brown, que todo el mundo que habla español vota conjunto en uno para el primero, para ella, la señora María Brown, que es la mejor de todo que tiene acá. Buenas noches. Comrades, let me leave you now by once again cautioning you against complacency. Every single poll that has been taken in Antigua, except in the winter, has been clear that this election is an election that will retain the government of Antigua and Barbuda Party in office. Even my friend in Jamaica, who they called to the poll for them, they did a poll, they paid for it, the money in the bank in Jamaica, but they can't put out one word in the poll because the poll say, I am going to lose. And so as I started, I will end. I hope they know. We still talk about hope, right? We're keeping the message along hope. And so I hope they know that come March 21st, I'll be 17-0 as the votes are counted across Antigua and Barbuda, and Gaston Brown and the Antigua and Barbuda Party return to government in Antigua for the benefit of development of Antigua and Barbuda and its people. God bless you all. See you all election day. Until we go.
Labor people, let me hear you! Eh? Are you teaching? Oh, remember teach me too, no? Yes, yes. Hold on. Hey, we're trying to find somebody here in the crowd. Gary Edwards, are you here? UPP Gary Edwards, are you here? Where you there? Wait, come here, sir. Come. Come, let it chew, please. Let it chew. When he come on stage, make so nice we hear. Give him a round of applause. Hold on, okay, calm down. Shh. Oh, great, wait no man. Mr. Edwards, I only have 2 questions for you. Question number 1, why are you here? And question number 2, tell us why you left the UPP.
Good night. Comrades! And let me say good night to the brothers and sisters who are here with us tonight too. Question number 1, why I'm here tonight? Because, come here baby. Kyra, come. Let me tell you, yeah, we have a lot of brothers and sisters here. They're here. Hold on. We have a lot of brothers and sisters here. And my understanding that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is a welcoming party. And is an embracing party. Let me tell you one of the reasons I'm here tonight, and it's right here. This is one of my siblings, my little one. And I took a conscious decision that Harold Lovell, in particular, cannot lead me in Antigua and Barbuda. I am comfortable that for this young lady's future, the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party are the party of choice. I've heard of the word hope. And I'm of the view, being educated at Clearhouse Secondary School, that you cannot get hope from hopeless people. Let me use this opportunity and just express to all the comrades here tonight that in life we all make mistakes. And it's never too late as a big man to admit when you're wrong. I am comfortable with the decision that I have made. It was difficult because I had to leave some real genuine friends. But I believe it is best you eat with your enemies than drink with fake friends. I want to use this opportunity also to endorse our next representative in the Rowley's constituency, Sister Maria Brown. I have been on the campaign trail for some weeks, on and off. I am very comfortable seeing the work that Sister Brown has done in the last couple of weeks. That, Lord, forgive me. Oh, Lord, but just come here. Forgive me, Jack. Comrade Maria Brown. Oh, Lord. Remember, at my age, it take a time for me to learn, so forgive me. Comrades! Comrades! I am comfortable. We can rebuild Antigua and Barbuda together, and we are all safer with labor. Good night.
Y'all make some nice Gary Edwards, the man. Hear what he say? Harold Lover can't lead he. So if Harold can't lead he, how Harold can lead are we? Can't work. It can't work. And he made the right choice. Don't worry about your friend them Gary. They soon come over too. Oh, you can learn. Eh? Comrades and friends, our next speaker. As a child, my grandmother tell me, look, no matter who they put for run against see, can't bang he. I never understood what my grandmother meant until I started to study politics and to follow politics. Then I realized that St. Philip's North belongs to Labour. He is here to show his support to Comrade Maria Brown. Welcome, Comrade Robin. Robin Yearwood.
Good night, comrades and friends, colleagues on the platform, all comrades. Tonight, let me begin by giving recognition to a lady, and that lady is a pillar of strength. She has done yeoman service. That is the mother of Maria Brown. She has raised a daughter that tonight it is my pleasure to endorse Maria Brown, a young woman who is intelligent, honest, dedicated, and hardworking. Tonight, well, we know. Her husband might knock me down. We all know that. She's a queen in her own right. So tonight, I want to say, Rualies, you have selected the best. And when Maria Brown was selected, Maria Brown, when she was selected as the candidate, one, we all must realize, if a great organization like the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is going to continue, you must start bringing in the young people. And so, we have found a good young lady. And we hope that she will be the attraction for many, many, many more young people coming forward to lend service to the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Comrades, 4 years ago, approximately, you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, voted out a government. That government lied its way to power in 2004. They promised you every single thing in the world. And you gave them a chance. They're coming back doing that today. And with this crowd here tonight, you have put a stop to that. No more UPP. Those days are done for UPP. And we want you to understand that in the 4 years, what Gaston Brown's Antigua Barbuda Labour Party has done is turn the table right over. Everybody is breathing a sigh of relief to get rid of people that do not know where they were going. They were surprised that they won the elections then. And now they have gone. You remember when they came in, they promised you hell and high water. They said, remember, when they came in, there was scarcely any unemployment in this country, you know. People were working all over. And when you came into town from the country that we're from, you would see all the men on the trucks. You would see the activity going on. We had the best economy in the entire OECS. And within 2 years, the economy hit the ground. And they couldn't lift it. They just couldn't lift the economy back up. They tried and they failed. And we came in here. And let me just say just a few little words. It was because of the booming economy why we had people from the entire Caribbean coming to Antigua to seek employment. Every country in the Caribbean, you can go around Antigua and Barbuda up to today, and we the Antiguans accepted them with open arms because our nationals were fully employed. And so all our Caribbean brothers and sisters came in here looking for employment. They received employment, and now the anchor, Antigua, is their home. Some of them call themselves Antigua. Jamtigans. Some call themselves Guyantigans. And they're there. And they have come. And, all right, one over there balling. And when you look and you see all them Caribbean nationals, Antigua is the melting pot. And the last time I checked, in Antigua, we have over 160 nationalities living here. This is where it's at. And Gaston Brown took over this country. And we didn't meet a bed of roses. We didn't. When we came into office, it was mid-month. And it was a struggle to find salaries for the end of June. It's the slow months. And we went in there and we paid the salaries on time for the first month. In 16 days, we were able to raise that salary. But to make matters worse, the first cabinet meeting that we held, the Prime Minister was there talking to us, and lo, his secretary came in. Somebody wanted him. It's urgent. Someone wanted him. And when the Prime Minister went in, it was the IMF man arrived on the scene. The IMF man said the UPP promised them that they would start making the first payment. That should be in May. They would make it after the elections, give them a time. So they asked for a time even for the first payment. And thank God for Gaston Brown and his Labour Party. We have one more payment for IMF. One more. And that payment is due in June. And in that loan, well, if the PM wants to pay it, he can pay it. But I think that you have to study that in the loan agreement, if you pay early, you still have to pay the interest right up to June. So, but the money is there. The money is there. But we, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, we must remember that you were able to pay back over 310 million. Over 310 million in less than 4 years. US dollars. US dollars. And Gaston Brown and his team, look at them. They should be complimented for doing such a wonderful job. When we look in, they gave to their cronies. Y'all remembered before we got in, they were giving contracts left, right, and center. They gave the Adams building right there coming down by Queen Ferrara. And that was supposed to have been finished long time ago. And they overrun for that, they overrun for that, they overrun for that. And let me give you all a little news I bring out of school. When they came, they sent in a letter and said, from the money, 25 million. They said, no way. The UPP had advanced it by another 10 to 35 million. And they came in and asked the Prime Minister that he had to pay to finish that project. They wanted another 30 million. And my dear comrades and friends, I was such a happy man when the Prime Minister looked the contractor in his face and he said, if you don't finish that building with what the contract calls for, give up everything there and we will meet you elsewhere to get back the money. That is why you see the building start to take speed and go there. When you look, they gave the contract for APUA building. And today, you look at that building, those of us who work in there, every day we have complaints about that building. And when you see that building there on High Street, you are looking at over 40 million of your dollars. I ain't not done yet. And it's not done yet. It really, really is a bad building. Okay? You look across the road and you see the building for finance. That ain't done. You go across the road and you look at the car park. We warn them. And they went. And they went. And you must give credit to our leader. The leader, they wanted something like $25 million US for that. And the Prime Minister went down, 30 million, right? And the Prime Minister went down and he negotiated that. And all what we had to pay them to get back our land is $6 million US. Apart from that, look how they ran government in this country. You remember? And let's go back again, because we're going to look back and then look forward. When they said, we took out all the files, Lester Bird took out all the files. Well, Lester Bird going to trouble file? He's a lawyer. He left all the files there for them. They could find it in the offices. They were in 3-4 different offices, can have to share them around. But when we took over, not one document regarding the car park in the government file. It is last year, towards the end of the year, when we said we are going to rebuild the car park, that the Solicitor General had to go to Trinidad. And it's Trinidad. He has to go and get the documents from out of Trinidad. And it's Antigua who took the loan. It's damn unfair to you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda. When you go on and you look and see what we had to undergo, taking over a country, we took over a country. You remember they used to say that the civil service, is overweighted. We had too many people employed. You remember an Observer Radio, several programs at night time running up to elections, that the civil service is too large. Look at St. Lucia, that is larger than Antigua. St. Lucia only had something like 6,000 civil servants, and we had something like 10,000 civil servants. They were saying so. And when they get in, how they going to do it? When they got in, they carried higher again. Higher, higher. And you know what they did? You know what they did just before they demitted office? All the people that they had, they gave them contract 5 years and put some in the civil service again and bulge it up. And they gave them salaries that they decided not the job worth, but give them salaries again. Cool down now. Cool down, comrades. So what we are saying, their track record, and I want to tell you, you cannot ever trust them ever again. Look at this now. I want you to listen to this one. Look at it. That APUA, they're talking about reducing your fuel variation by 25%. If they reduce that, well, I know you won't put them in, but if they reduce that by 25%, you're going to get electricity sometimes and not all the time. You are going to get 250 Antiguans and Barbudans laid off. Where does this country head? This country would be heading to nowhere. And I'm saying to you, we have decided that we are going to look to see if there's any fat in the running of APUA. And if we find whatever fat we find and we save the money, we are going to give it to you in reduction of cost. That's what we are going to do. We are going about it the proper way, not just any way. And so we want to tell all of us tonight, the elections are Wednesday. Let us pray to the Almighty God for guidance and protection. And I expect this country of ours, I've been around for a few elections, and I'm saying to you, none of us have ever lived such a hard life and such an uncertain life than we ran in that 10 years that they were in. Do not let go Labour. You're safer with Labour. Stand firm. Ruralies, support Maria Brown. Elect her. Let us have her. Good night. God bless you.
Labour people, let me hear you! Well, listen, you all know he's a legend in Labour Party, right? So we're going to hear from another legend in the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. The man that has held down Buck in Antigua and Barbuda. Comrade Malwin! Malwin! Joseph! Malwin is the man!
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What a beautiful evening. My goodness. This is real democracy. And I want to say tonight, it is beautiful to be a public servant when you're part of a government that is successful like the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party government. Tonight, I want to declare my overwhelming endorsement of a young woman who has come on the scene and has inspired politics in Antigua and Barbuda more than I've ever seen in the history of my political career. And let me make it clear, some of you might not agree with me, but Maria Brown is a politician who happens to be the wife of a prime minister. I want you to understand what that means. Maria Brown stands on her own competence. Whatever she achieves on the basis of what she comes with in terms of talent, in terms of her natural ability, in terms of her political instincts. It is a beautiful thing in our country to see young people who rise to the occasion, put themselves forward to be servants of the people of Antigua and Barbuda. When you compare what the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is able to do in recruiting young people like Maria Brown and Darrell Matthew, those two young people stand out, and it gives all of us hope that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party will continue to be the political organization that delivers for the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Now I want you to reflect on something. My understanding is that the UPP is going to launch its manifesto tonight. They are going to launch their manifesto tonight. Quite late, if I should observe that. Why is it that a political organization who was told that an election, let's get it, be quiet. Why is it that a political organization who had the opportunity to hear the forecast of an election, a pending election, is now coming out with a manifesto with less than a week to go before an election? I have a theory about that. The United Progressive Party is not ready for an election. And if you cannot be ready for an election, you cannot be ready to govern Antigua and Barbuda. They came out with a pamphlet to tell you how they see moving Antigua forward. And they love acronyms. They say talent. You know, they use talent because they know they don't have any. So they use that acronym. But a very interesting thing happened. In that pamphlet, they left out the subject of finance and health. How can you come to the nation of Antigua and Barbuda with a pamphlet that is supposed to reflect what you're coming with in your manifesto, and you have nothing to say about finance and health? You know why? Lovell dare not put a spotlight on how he managed the finances of this country. He dare not put a spotlight on the issue of health in this country because they did absolutely nothing to develop healthcare in Antigua and Barbuda. So they're hiding. They don't want to discuss that. But they're hiding more than that. When last you heard any of the UPP new candidate stand up for 10 minutes and give a presentation to the people of Antigua and Barbuda? When last have you heard them discuss even an idea? And let me tell you something. Not only they're hiding the manifesto, they're also hiding their candidates. But I want to make an observation. The United Progressive Party latched on to something called a mock election. Tonight, they are in Macpan, so they seem to love to mock. And I want to tell you at Macpan tonight, they are not going to launch a manifesto. They're going to launch a mockifesto. That is going to be a mockifesto. They continue to mock the people of Antigua and Barbuda. This is why I'm so encouraged to see so many young people in this audience. Because the UPP came up with a novel idea to define how they see the future. What they said, what are they delivering? They're not delivering prosperity. They're not delivering good health care. They're not delivering education. They are delivering something called hope. But let me say this. Hope can never be delivered unless it's inspired. For you to deliver hope, you must be inspired. And if you look at the 10 years of the UPP, 2004 and 2014, there is nothing inspirational about that. There is nothing. My goodness. They were the first government to plunge this country into IMF, into the International Monetary Fund. And it took Gaston Brown with his genius, with his banking experience, with his management experience, to pull Antigua and Barbuda out of IMF. And my colleague just told you, he just told you that we are one payment away from paying off the IMF. I want to tell my colleague whether or not we are going to have to pay the interest. Me to pay them off. One time and done. Get out and send the IMF packing. And send level packing. And send the whole gang packing. That's what I would do. We have to put that behind of us. The 10 years, you look back on the 10 years, not only did they ruin our finances, look what they did with unemployment. They inherited unemployment 4 or 6%. By the time they left the government in 2014, unemployment was way up, as high as 30%. It took the Gaston Brown administration. Again, the genius of leadership. And that is the difference in this election, you know. The difference in this election is leadership. I want you all to, you know, especially the young people, this is the time you must study carefully how a government is run and the impact of leadership on your lives. When you have a bad leader, you have bad government, you bankrupt the government, and that is exactly what our love will do. What he did. You asked me, how could you, in all conscience, unless you lose the keys of your brain, elect Howard Lovell as the Prime Minister of this country? How could you? That is something that is a kind of unimaginable. Unimaginable. And what they do, I want to warn you all, how many times have you heard any politician of the UPP go back and speak about their 10 years with any pride? You ever hear them talk about their 10 years with any pride? It was the darkest period in the history of Antigua and Barbuda. And we are here to shed light. We're here to replace the darkness with light. That is what this is about. And so you are engaged in the most important election in the history of this beautiful state of Antigua and Barbuda. In that 10 years, they ruined education. You don't remember the package they said that the teachers must take? And they wipe out all the mathematics teachers, the English teachers. And then Baldwin Spencer admitted that it was the worst thing that they have ever done. Where was Howard Lovell during that time? He was right there advising the Prime Minister. How can we even consider that? I think we need to send Howard Lovell and the gang a sound message. And I want to tell you what I think is the appropriate message. You have to go on the poll on the March 21st. Every one of you go in the highways and byways of Antigua and Barbuda. Pick up your friend, your uncle, your auntie. Everybody. And you have to wipe them out 17 none. Politicians like Howard Lovell and the UPP must be taught a lesson. You don't trample on your people like this and get away with it. 17 none is the only appropriate answer for what they put Antigua through. That is what we must do. And we are saying that we are here. We are inspired as an organization that we have a young woman in the form of Maria Brown. And let me say this. I want to tell you all, look out. Look out. As a nation, we must always be proud when we have talented young people. We must be magnanimous. We must support them, and we must encourage them. And this organization is in good stead because we have men in this organization that have served for a while. And it is good that we can bring in younger people. So the future of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party looks bright. When we step off of the scene, young people like Maria Brown, Darrell Matthew, and all the others will have the experience. There won't be a fall off of experience and sound management. That is what we are bringing to you. So let me say, my dear comrades and friends, when the Manifesto comes out, the Manifesto will be coming out. And we must give it the name that it deserves. Stop making a mock of Antigua and Barbuda. You know, we had to pay back the IMF debt of $300 million. Lovell gave away $100 million of our ABST. $100 million. And while he was giving away that, Mount St. John did not have diagnostic equipment. We did not even have the money to bring the specialists in Antigua and Barbuda to do what is necessary for people. You know what we have succeeded in doing? And they want to criticize and say, what's happening in health? Hardly do we have to send people overseas anymore. We don't have to put them on plane anymore. You go up to Mount St. John and you find almost all the specialists up there. We have advanced medical care so much. People from Philippines come into Antigua to have kidney transplant. What's wrong with them? To have kidney transplant. When my colleague Tico Lake had to go through his surgery, in 2004, between 2004 and 2014, he would have had to send him overseas under the UPP, under the Antigua Labour Party. He stayed right here in his own land. In his own land. So it's time to celebrate with the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. It's time to celebrate the fact that we have young, talented people joining the Antigua Labour Party. And when they come in the form of Maria Brown, a beautiful, talented, cultured woman, we must celebrate. Sometimes, you know, we don't celebrate our own enough. But let me tell you, under this Antigua Labour Party, we are going to change that culture. We are going to make sure that we celebrate excellence in this country. This pull-down mentality that the UPP cultivated in 10 years must stop. Everything in this country, they badmouth. As a matter of fact, they have an attack. It's like a guerrilla attack on Antigua right now. Terrorizing Antigua. Putting bad things about Antigua on the internet, Facebook, and Twitter. This is another reason why you all should jam it to them. If you cannot win an election, that is no reason for you to destroy your country. When the Americans in the Vietnam War could not find the Vietnamese to kill, they used something called napalm. And that is what our Lovell is doing. Scorched earth politics. If I can't get what I want, I destroy the country. But you know, I'm going to end now by encouraging all of you to go out on March 21st. On the 21st of March, we must send the final signal to Harry Lovell and the UPP style of politics. If you're going to do good for this country, compete and compete clean. You do not have to destroy the name of Antigua and Barbuda because you want power. So we are proud. I want to welcome Maria Brown and endorse her in the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party as a shining star. And look at what she's been able to inspire. Look at this crowd. Are you ready for March the 21st? Are we going to wipe them clean? Well, I'll be there. There's no doubt that I'll be there. I am going to be there. And I'm going to be there with the other 16 candidates of the Antigua Labour Party. And we are going to continue upward, all the way to excellence. May God bless you, and may God bless the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party.
Hold on, DJ, hold on. Where say, make some noise to Comrade Joseph, the man. Yes. And listen, you know, earlier on, I tell you about the other people how they love evil and they love ugly. While Comrade Joseph attack, you know how Comrade Joseph powerful? They send one of the evil pussy in him for jump to the crowd. Hold on, no, you think you're not alone? While Comrade Joseph attack again, they send one of the evil crap on them for come to the crowd again. I keep some of them to ourselves. Labor to mix up in the name some of them, man. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have an endorsement of Comrade Maria Brown. Please feature your eyes on the screen.
In his speech on Tuesday, Solesto said he's satisfied he's leaving the constituency in capable hands.
That is why I recommend to the people of St. John Ruleys, Maria Bird Brown. I do so not only because she's my niece, I do so because she has shown the humility and the compassion to be a people's representative.
Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown first revealed Bird Brown as the new ABLP candidate for St. John's Wood East at the National Wreath Laying ceremony at VC Bird Bust on Monday. Solesto, who was first elected to Parliament in 1976, has served as a government minister for 18 years and as Prime Minister for 2 terms. He was also instrumental in the creation of the OECS and served for 2 terms as the body's first chairperson. I am Jamie J. Roche reporting for ABS News.
All right, we're just waiting for the audio and the video to connect. Somebody just asked me for Daniel Crapo.
In his speech on Tuesday, Solesto said he's satisfied he's leaving the constituency in capable hands.
That is why I recommend to the people of St. John Ruleys, Maria Bird Brown. I do so not only because she's my niece, I do so because she has shown the humility and the compassion to be a people's representative.
Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown first revealed Bird Brown as the new ABLP candidate for St. John's Wood East at the National Wreath Laying ceremony at VC Bird Bust on Monday. Solesto, who was first elected to Parliament in 1976, has served as a government minister for 18 years and as Prime Minister for 2 terms. He was also instrumental in the creation of the OECS and served for 2 terms as the body's first chairperson. I am Jamie J. Roche reporting for ABS News.
Education has always been at the heart of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party's work from its establishment in education.
In his speech on Tuesday, Solesto said he's satisfied he's leaving the constituency in capable hands.
That is why I recommend to the people of St. John Ruleys, Maria Bird Brown. I do so not only because she's my niece, I do so because she has shown the humility and the compassion to be a people's representative.
Prime Minister the Honorable Gaston Brown first revealed Bird Brown as the new ABLP candidate for St. John's Wood East at the national wreath-laying ceremony at VC Bud Bust on Monday. Celeste, who was first elected to Parliament in 1976, has served as a government minister for 18 years and as Prime Minister for 2 terms. He was also instrumental in the creation of the OECS and served for 2 terms as the body's first chairperson. I am Jamie J. Roche reporting for ABS News.
Education has always been at the heart of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party's work from its establishment in 1946. Education is what empowers people and allows them to improve their economic circumstances and to realize their full potential. Maria Brown believes in this message and vows to make education a priority for the people of St. John's Rural East. As a representative of St. John's Rural East, Maria Brown will construct a second chance education facility, establish a youth development program, provide scholarships to qualified youths, and construct a modern community center with computer facilities and broadband internet access. Maria Brown is committed to placing education at the front and center of her policies for the development of St. John's Rural East. On March 21st, make the right decision. Vote Maria Brown for a brighter future.
Listen, I'm seeing all the red shirt and hats, but I want to see the flags and them in the ear now. I want to see the flags. I'm not seeing enough flags as yet. I'm not seeing enough flags as yet. Wave your flag them! The lady that's in waiting to represent Rural East. The wonder lady. Make some noise and welcome Comrade Maria Brown. DJ. When you read them, wave. Wave you read them, wave you read them. Wave them. Welcome the minister in waiting, Comrade Maria Brown.
Thank you. Comrades, women of labor, Central Youth for Labor, and my wonderful people of St. John's Rural East. Rural East, I love you. I'm so pleased to see so many of you here tonight. I'm so pleased. You've warmed my heart 100 times over. I first want to give thanks. Thanks to God for bringing us here. Thanks to God for wonderful comrades like you. For a wonderful institution like the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. Comrades, as you know, or you may have heard or seen, last week, there was an attack on my family. As a mother, and I know there are many of us here tonight, it wreaked havoc in my heart to see that they would attack a minor, a young child who can't even defend his own self. Shame on them. Shame on them. That is not what we stand for as a people. And certainly not in the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. That is not what we preach. We know love, we know unity. Comrades, they've descended down a rocky road. They are desperate. It is evident. They're pedaling on a bike with no wheels, with flat wheels. They're hopeless. And we don't want them. Do we want them? They're carrying with them cheap political gimmicks. A slate of unknown candidates. A desperate list of pro-IMF promises. They want to take us back there again. But we're not going to let it happen. They're known for their track record of failure. Never-ending failure. Failure after failure after failure. We're not going to allow it to happen again. They can bring all the cheap political gimmicks they bring. We're not going to allow them to take seat in our offices again. Their vehicle with the flat wheels, destined for doom. I'll take you down memory lane. Under the UPP, we lost over 10,000 jobs. They sunk us into debt. They took us to the IMF. They planned to sell off our very own state insurance. They ran APA into the ground. Do we want them again? Do we want them again? In 3.5 years, the Gaston Brown-led administration, the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, has turned this country around, has turned disaster into success. The Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party-led government has done 1,000,000 times better than what the UPP could have even thought of doing in their 10 years. And shame on them. 3.5 years and you're still unprepared? You mean to tell me that you had 3.5 years? You couldn't even present a proper slate to the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Don't insult us. Do not insult us. Not even a proper manifesto. As Comrade Joseph said earlier, a mocky-festo is going to be tonight. Yes, and a copy-festo. We know it. But we're not falling for it. We are armed with the facts. Whenever we speak the truth. And it burned them. Because the truth is the truth. And we're going to keep on talking the truth. We're going to keep on informing you of the truth. And you must arm yourselves with the facts, my dear comrades. When they come with their lies and innuendos, arm yourselves with the facts. The facts and the figures, they are there. Comrades and friends, we are in Rualis tonight. Rualis, we are home. Rualis, we are bringing this seat home to Labour. Our political giant and our national hero, Sir Lester Brian Bird, did us all very proud. Let's hear it for Sir Lester, man. And I must admit, there's some big shoes to fill. But Rualis, your humble servant stands before you tonight. Ready, willing, and able to serve you. And to put you, the people of St. John's Rualis, first. Rualis, my heart is yours. I have spent the past few months campaigning and meeting many of you throughout the constituency. And I must say, I am pleased and I'm thankful for the welcome you have extended to me. My constituents of St. John's Rural East, I must tell you tonight that I am working for your advancement. I have heard your pleas, and I have already begun to work. You told me that your roads were deplorable. I looked at them, and I started to fix them. In the St. Johnson's Village in Dickey Pasture, where the road has been neglected for over 3 decades, I am proud to say that with the help of the government, we were able to put a road in there. We're now doing proper drainage and sidewalks over there as well. We're fixing the roads in Casada Gardens and Clare Hall as well as we speak. I heard your plea about the lighting. We've already changed many fixtures. We've changed the bulbs. It's a work in progress. We are continuing. It's not going to stop now. We know that many of our roads are still in a deplorable condition. It's an ongoing project. And you can rest assured. That's right, that's right. You can rest assured that your roads will be fixed. Your lights will be working. You will have safe sidewalks for your children to walk on. In addition to that, you told me that there were some vacant lands that needed clearing, posing a security risk to many of you. Many of our single ladies with children living in homes. We cleared them. We cleared them. Your security means the most to us. To our youth tonight, I want to tell you that I believe in you. I've had many conversations with numerous of you. I see ambition. I see talent. I see perseverance. And I know for a fact that you're going to like these next few things. The youth of St. John's Rural East, I say to you tonight, that youth development programs are coming to your community. We're going to ensure that we have after-school centers, we have homework centers, we have community centers where internet access is available to our students. We're going to bring the Second Chance program into the community. We're going to ensure that you, the youth, have a second chance at CXCs. A second chance at securing a good job. A second chance at a sustainable living. In addition to that, we're going to have training for small business owners. Many of our youth have awesome ideas. And I believe that they will make wonderful entrepreneurs. So it's important that we make sure that you know how to manage successfully your businesses. And we're bringing that training to the community as well. In addition to that, there'll be vocational training for our children. Absolutely. I am testimony that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party has confidence in our youth. I am testimony that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party values our youth. And many of you can follow in these footsteps and represent and serve genuinely the people of Antigua and Barbuda. So we want to make sure that in our community, we are creating spaces and pathways for leaders. Leaders for our future. My comrades and friends, I love you too. In addition to that, there will be a modern creche for our youngest minds. And how can we forget about our elderly, our senior citizens? They have served us well. They have served us well. And I will be providing transportation for our elderly to and from their appointments. They have asked for it, I will deliver. People of St. John's Rural East, I will deliver to you. There will be a modernization in the football field at Johnson's Village. There will be a modernization and an upgrade to the Triangle Park as well, so our children has a safe and proper place to play. And for the many of you who have reached out to me, expressing your will to own your own home, we are bringing the housing project to Rural East. That's right. It's not going to only be Dredge Bay and painters. We will have our own housing project here in Rural East. And the constituents of Rural East will obviously get priority and first preference. Comrades and friends, let's hear it for Labour. Labour all the way. The days are counting down. The 21st is almost here. And I'm urging you, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? That's right. Every vote counts. Do not be complacent. I need each and every one of you to get out there on March 21st and cast your vote for Maria Brown in St. John's Rural East and for the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. You've seen it for yourselves. We found world-class leadership in the Honorable Gaston Brown. We had a first-class government, and we are continuing to rebuild together. I pledge to you, constituents of St. John's Rural East, I will deliver on my promises to you. Hold me accountable to that. Starting the day after elections, everything will be put into gears of motion. Comrades and friends, that's right, there's power in our women. There's power in our youth. And that is why I'm here, as an example of that. Each and every one of us, we have it in us. The power to serve and advance our people. And I encourage you to continue the good works of Labour. Instead of tearing each other down, we build each other up here. That's right. That's what the Labour Party is about. And I have no doubt on the 21st of March, Labour Party will return to power. And we will continue working in the best interest of our people. St. John's Rural East, who we voting for? That's right, that's right. Comrades, thank you once again for coming out tonight. Again, you have warmed my heart. It's overflowing with joy. I promise you, Maria will deliver. For a brighter future, we will vote right. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have your red. Yeah, yeah. Turn up the mic, turn up the mic. Turn up the microphone. Hey, I did not hear y'all make any noise for the Wonder Lady. Listen, comrades and friends, our next speaker is the man who led the rebuilding process last election. And after March 21st, he will continue to lead the rebuilding process here in Antigua and Barbuda. Hold on, fire. He is the best prime minister in the entire world. Make some noise for the world boss. The world boss. We have you red. We have you red. Welcome, comrade leader. Number one.
Just the blessing, they can't stop me. I am blessed. I am blessed. Every day of my life, I am blessed. When I wake up in the morning and I lay my head to rest, every day of my life, I am blessed.
Flop. Them flop. Yes. Yes, yes, thank you. What is it about the UPP? Them flop. Them flop. Them flop. Them flop. Them flop. Them flop. Them ready yet? Them flop, them flop, them flop. Mistake we make them flop. Them flop, them flop, them flop. Y'all like pop. Them get wop. Them flop. Them flop, them flop. Yeah, thank you very much. Comrades, are you ready? Are you ready for labor? Are you ready for March 21st? Are you ready for Maria? Yes, you're ready. Maria is on fire. On fire for labor. On fire for rural East. On fire for the people of Antigua and Barbuda. Let's hear it for Comrade Maria Brown. Five years ago, Maria Brown, a 21-year young lady, was on the platform fighting for Labour to form the government, fighting for Gaston Brown to become Prime Minister. And tonight, I am pleased to reciprocate. I am pleased tonight to endorse the candidacy of Maria Brown. And tonight, I actually endorse her as my co-equal. Because in my cabinet, should she serve in the cabinet, there will be no husband and wife. There will be the representative for St. John's City West and the representative for Rural East. And you would recognize that there is no role play coming from Maria Brown. Maria Brown has been standing her own. Today is the first time since she has entered the political arena that they would have had the opportunity to endorse her. During the lead up to her selection as a candidate for Rural East, there was absolutely no involvement. I said to her, you have to fight this on your own. Because I wanted to make sure that the people of Rural East and the people of Antigua and Barbuda, that they truly wanted Maria Brown. I want to tell you, we just had some poll results within the last week. And Maria Brown is likely to get the largest amount of votes at the next general elections. The people of Rural East, they have embraced her. Maria Brown is one of the finest young ladies that you will find anywhere on the planet. She's intelligent, she's caring, she's empathetic. She's a woman of integrity, a great mother. So many attributes. No wife business here. So I can say without fear of contradiction that Maria Brown will continue in the tradition of Celeste. Celeste Bird has served this community well. He has served this constituency well. And we owe him a debt of gratitude. He has made an immense contribution to the people of Rolease and the people of Antigua and Barbuda in general. In fact, Celeste Bird would have made the second largest contribution to the socio-economic and political development of this country. Let's hear it for Lester Bird. Tonight, I say to you that the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party is on its way to taking all 17 seats. In 2018, we are taking all 17. But there is a risk. There is a risk of complacency. And I say to all of you that you must commit yourselves to getting out on the morning of the 21st, to go out there and to cast your votes for the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. There cannot be any assumption that your vote is not needed. The Labour Party needs every vote. Each vote is valuable at the next general elections, because the next general elections will be historic elections, one in which the UPP will be confined to the dustbin of history. It will be an election in which the Labour Party will take all 17 seats. But it's important for you to be part of history. You must be able to say to your children and your grandchildren that on March 21st, 2018, you went out there, you voted to keep those criminal elements out of government, that you voted to protect the interests of this country, that you voted for continued stability and advancement. You must be able to say to your children and your grandchildren that you participated and that you would have made a positive difference to set the framework for continued growth and development in this country. And I say to you tonight that there are many projects that have been programmed for this year. $1.5 billion in investments, $250 million to construct a new cargo port, $250 million to rebuild and to repair the roads of Antigua and Barbuda. Several private sector projects to include the $100 million refurbishment of the old Royal Antiguan Resort, the building of at least 2 Marriott hotels, and many more projects. You have Calvin here, who is presently constructing a $25 million facility at Woods. That is taking place presently. This is not a project in the pipe. And you have several other projects. At Fort James, your government in the new term will spend between 25 and 30 million US dollars to build a beautiful entertainment and leisure facility at Fort James so that you can take your children there and have a good time. And equally, when the tourists come here, they have a facility that they could enjoy to increase the tourism spend, to provide entrepreneurial opportunities for the people of Antigua and Barbuda to operate businesses at Fort James. We will also construct an additional pier, a 5th berth, stretching from Point Wharf right into the belly of Heritage Key. That's another $30 million US project. And that project has started, and it will be completed by November, December of this year. These are not mere promises. These are projects that are taking place. And next year, come 2019, we have another $1.5 billion in investments. Come next year, Calvin here will invest $100 million US to build a high-end resort at Valley Church Beach. And nobody can say that Calvin here
doesn't have any money. You have Half Moon Bay Replay Resort that will come and stream next year. In fact, the government is the owner of the Halcyon Beach Resort, and we expect to acquire that this year to refurbish it, expand it, so that come 2019, we can attract a further 30,000 tourists coming to the shores of Antigua and Barbuda. And I guarantee you this year will be the best tourism year in the history of this country. I guarantee you that before the end of this year, that we will have at least 300,000 tourists coming to this country. The UPP never brought more than 247,000 in any given calendar year during their 10 years. In 2016, we had 267,000 tourists who came to this country in 2016. And the best is yet to come. And that is why it's important for you to vote for continued stability, to ensure that there is continuity. Because investors require predictability. They require political stability. So you have to understand that to change this government at this time is to put back the country another 20 years. Now let us examine the candidates that the UPP has put before the people of Antigua and Barbuda. A lot of criminal elements, dunce elements. They have one of them that call himself Forever Young. My little son call him Forever Dunce. And you have the right to call him that based on what they did to him recently. Let us examine them. Two of them operate houses of disrepute. We call them whore houses. Two of them are known narco traffickers. And I'm going to call the name of one. Things to get insurance money. You all know which one. Doesn't stop there. I'm going to call name now. No, this one here, Michael Burton, was convicted twice for gun and ammunition. Twice. Michael Burton, tell him Gaston Brown says so. Tell him sue me. These are the elements that they brought before you. Let us now examine Mackie Manuel. Mackie Manuel is a crook. Left the United States, coming now to try and rob the people of Antigua and Barbuda, looking for money. And you know the allegations against him. You know what happened with the diplomatic appointment and the 35,000 US dollars that was paid into his account. You know that Mackie Manuel was a bankrupt and that the UPP bailed him out in 2004 by spending $1 million US dollars to make him an honorary consul. 10 years of splurging. Now he broke. He won't come eat at the trough again. Not this time around. And by the way, he's a US citizen. And you know what he has done? His companies, Jack Island and Company, that got over $30 million in contracts without going to tender. Let me remind you that Dr. Lake and his companies were given 15 to 18 acres at Fort James. Our beautiful Fort James. All that area of land between Millers and Asset Michael for mere $5 million. And what we're told too is that there was an overpayment of $1.5 million, which meant that he paid $3.5 million EC dollars. A year later when we got into government and we asked him to do a deal with him, he and his relatives said to us that we must pay them 20 million US dollars, 54 million EC dollars. But it doesn't stop there. The same Dr. Lake, they took $13 million of public funds and paid off for a loan at ABIB for Dr. Lake and his companies. And they put $3 million in cash in his pocket. And by the way, no, that does not include all the millions that were paid to him in the prior years. I want you to understand the wickedness that took place in this country under the UPP. I said to the people of Antigua and Barbuda, without fear of contradiction, that the UPP party is a criminal enterprise. I said to you that Harold Lovell, Wilmot Daniel, Mackie Manuel, all of them are money them a look. You notice how obsessed they are about the little wealth that I have? You ever hear them accost the Haddies about all the money they have? You ever hear them accost George Ryan? You ever hear them accost Hani? But they're cussing Gaston Brown for the little that he has. But all I have to say to them is that I have never ever taken anything that is not mine from anyone. I have never taken anything from the treasury of Antigua and Barbuda, from the people of this country that is not mine. The only thing that I would have gotten in my almost 4 years of governing this country would have been my salary check and the per diem check whenever I travel. And I send them straight to Scotiabank. And you know what? I live modestly. Your prime minister does not smoke marijuana. So I ain't not putting no $1,000 a day into big head spliffs. Your prime minister does not wear 8,000 US dollar, 20,000 EC dollar suits. Most of the time you see me, I have on a little jeans and a t-shirt. And that is why I could have money to invest. And you know, I hardly have any expenses. Your prime minister homeless. I beg in lodging by my wife and my mother-in-law. So, if I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I invest in the hairy bank, where you think the money gone? Gone to the real bank to invest. But I want you to understand that those in the UPP over 10 years, they lived a life of profligacy. They do not believe in saving and investing. So when I said to my colleagues that they must save and invest for a rainy day, they find it funny. They spin it. They say that I said to my colleagues to enrich themselves legitimately. What I have said to them is that they must save and invest. And I said to you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, develop the habit of savings. Because savings fuel investments. And I say this as one of the grassroots people who came out of the bowels of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, who lived as the poorest among the poor, that it is savings that did it for me. No matter how much you earn, even if it's $20 a week, make sure that you save it. Throw a box, do something, save and invest. Life cannot be just about consumption. The more you save, the more you invest, is the better this country will do. And one of the things that we are doing is that we are helping to empower you by selling you land at a cheap rate. Today, the land that we are selling in this country, or the rates are far lower than any other government during the last 20 years. Today, under the Labour Party, you can get land on the land for youth with infrastructure for $4 a square foot. If you want to buy a large tract of land for development, you can get it for $3 per square foot under our government. And we ask you to avail yourselves of those opportunities. You can get affordable homes, like the homes at Judge Bay. Those have been completed now in painters and cooks. And you know, we're coming with a new housing initiative because we recognize that some of those properties, at least the present pricing for those affordable properties, are above the means of some of our people. So we're coming with a low-tier housing project, one in which you can pay a few $100s a month and own a proper home in this country. That is what you call empowerment. Let's hear it for Labour. But we're not stopping there. We will also provide you with low-interest loans to repair and expand your homes, because we want to make sure that the people of this country have good housing. Not only should you have a job, have a car, but you must have a good home. Those are the objectives of my government. We will also create opportunities for you to become entrepreneurs. And that is why we developed recently the Enterprise Development Fund within the Office of the Prime Minister to provide you with loans for business expansion, for business startup, to make sure that you control the commanding heights of this country's economy. We have placed the first $1 million in Development Bank already, and we also introduced a 5-cent tax on incoming calls, so that every year we'll put at least $3 million in that fund, and we'll provide loans on a revolving basis. Going back quickly to housing, we even have it what is called a happy initiative. So the poor and the indigent, we mean that no one in this country, no citizen, no resident must be left behind. Up to today, we donated a property to a family in Point. About 10 of them were living under very squalid conditions, and we gave them a property fully furnished, valued in the region of 100,000 EC dollars. Let's hear it for Labour Man. So, when they say everybody have a yam, they didn't know that when they were in government. When they put 10,000 people out of work during their 10 years in office, Harold Lovell and Daniel, didn't they know that Antiguans was yam? I say to you, we will not only ensure that you eat, we'll make sure that you have good housing. You must enjoy living standards that are second to none. That is our pledge to you. As we transform this country into an economic powerhouse, we'll make sure that the gains trickle down to you, the masses, to you, the working class people. We will make sure that over time that your salaries and wages continue to increase, to keep a pace of inflation, to exceed the rate of inflation, so that the real purchasing power parity of your money would increase. That is why we have given the public servants a 5% increase with more to come. Let's hear it again for Labour Man. We care about you. We are you and you are us. And you know, I'm told that there are certain destructive elements in the public sector who lead the public sector organization there for the public sector workers. I understand that they're scheming now with Harold Lovell to make certain demands on my government to say that we must pay them 3 months' salary by next Monday. But I want to say to them, we're waiting for them like a loaded gun. And I know that the public servants in this country, that they're reasonable people. I know that Antigans and Barbudans are reasonable people. And I know that the scheming Harold Lovell and the head of the ABPSA, I know that they will not allow them to get away with their little scheming, nasty plan to try and derail our elections, to derail the 17. None. They can jump high, they can jump low. They're getting it, as I said before, right up in the stomach. 17, none. Now I want you to understand too that you have a government that is internationally respected. You have a government that is keeping abreast with global trends. And as we diversify the country's economy, we will diversify into blockchain technology. We will create a cryptocurrency exchange in this country. And one of the things that we'll do, we'll have an ICO in which we'll float a bond, or an ICO for that matter, for a few hundred millions, or maybe a couple billion EC dollars in order to reduce the high interest loans. So cryptocurrency is coming to this country. The central bank now talking about blockchain technology. Since last year, we employed experts in the United States to develop the legislative and legal framework. And we're not stopping there. We are watching the global trend with marijuana. And if there's money to be made with marijuana, Antigua and Barbuda must get its share. And I want to say to you all, whereas the Rastafarians have struggled with marijuana, have gotten victimized over the years, I give them a solemn pledge today. If money is there to be made from marijuana, they will make the money. Having said that, I also want to say to you that my government will be responsible. We'll make sure that we do nothing to violate our treaty obligations. We will do nothing to undermine the security interests of our neighbors, those in this hemisphere and beyond. We'll make sure that we continue to act responsibly. But you'd recognize that the world is moving towards decriminalization and legalization of marijuana. One thing I say to you for sure, that we will move towards the legalization of marijuana for medicinal use. Having said that, my government is opposed to anything that is smoked. And we say to you, those of you who smoke, do so responsibly. And there will be a major public education program dissuading Antiguans and Barbudans especially our youth. In fact, it's illegal to sell marijuana to the youth or to sell marijuana, period, at this point. But down the road, based on the global trend, we may get to the stage of legalization, even for recreational purposes. But the point I'm making here, we are seeking actively to diversify the country's economy. So, for example, we are diversifying further into educational tourism and medical tourism. Comrade Marlon Joseph would have indicated that we did our first international kidney transplant involving a Filipino. There will be many more. And as we continue to add new services at Mount St. John, we'll have more and more people who will be treated here. A form of health tourism that has been introduced right here in Antigua and Barbuda. Recently, we attracted another medical school that is operating within Iran's building. Again, you're talking about educational tourism. AUA is expanding. They're attracting more students. So we're looking at ways and means in which we continue to diversify our country's economy. Agriculture is another area in which we'll continue to diversify. So we're giving long leases to our farmers. We're going further. We will be introducing a third reverse osmosis plant in this country this year, primarily to reduce the price of water to our farmers, because we want to make sure that we empower them to increase their production. We will go further. As you know, we have arranged with the government of Morocco to increase the amount of fertilizers to our farmers. We are making sure that we increase the agricultural production in this country. Government of China has given us $8 million in grants to establish smart farms. That's right. Smart farms. Smart greenhouses. So you can be assured that in 2018, 2019, there will be a significant increase in agricultural production. We'll also develop the feeder roads and put solar lighting on a number of farms throughout this country. So lots of projects. I could stand here for the whole day, but I know we have at least one or two other speakers. So let me wrap up by thanking you for coming out. You want more? At the next meeting. Let me thank you for coming out this evening. Let me thank the people of Rural East for the support, the overwhelming support they've given to Comrade Maria Brown. The truth is, I have not been on the road with her. She has said to me, I can do it alone. She's not standing on the shoulders of Xavier, her grandfather. She's not standing on the shoulder of Celesta. She's not standing on my shoulders insofar as getting elected is concerned. She's doing it on her own. She's going door to door, rapping at every door in this community and convincing people that Maria Brown is the right person to represent the people of Rural East. And I have pleasure, once again, to give my full endorsement to Maria Brown as someone who is capable and extremely bright young lady. This is a young lady who during her secondary schooling at Christ the King was unbeaten from first form to fifth form. A well-cultured young lady, naturally bright. She started a law degree 2 years ago, 30 modules, and she done complete 27 or 28. In a few months, law degree, another degree on her belt. Bright, capable young lady. But what is even more important, notwithstanding all of the beautiful attributes about her, well-cultured, beautifully, internally, externally, what is good about her is that she has a conviction to serve. She is loving, she's caring, she's empathetic. I say to the people of Rural East that you're lucky to have gotten such an individual as your representative. Let's hear it for Comrade Maria Bird. So again, I close by asking you to go out in your numbers on March 21st, 2018. Do not become complacent. Do not take anything for granted. At the end of the day, the elections are not won until they are won. I ask you also to take responsibility to get your children, your family members, your wives, your husbands, your cousins, your neighbors, get them out on election day and get them out early as we seek to retain the government and to win all 17. Thank you very much, my dear comrades. Love you. Much love and blessings. Thank you very much.
People of Labor, make some noise for the world boss! Yes. Listen, we have another speaker to come. One more. One more. But before we bring on that next speaker, we have a special guest for you. Are you ready for rock and come in? Make some noise and welcome my brother, Linky Fast!
Somebody put them on in the ear right now. In the ear right now. In the ear. In the ear. Antigua. Baby, Mr. Rock and come. And when the police can't come in, party car, stop and come in. And when you're ready, just rock and go, rock and go, rock and come in. Rock and come in. Mariana, the police can't come. Party car, stop and come in. Sing this now. Maria clean, girl, she's a queen. LTI, want you pon the. When you ready for jump now? 1, 2, 3, baby, Mr. Rock can't come in. How we not let the police can't come? Party car, stop and come. How we not ready, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock can't come? How we not let the police? Party car, stop and come in. How when you're ready, just the way she move her, making me. I can't tell nobody. She making we so. Cause when she roll a bumper, oh, put a finger up on her. Girl, just take me number, oh, take you for now. Tell what? Stop that, my friend. Level it there, level it there. Where you say just now? Want my red shirt there? Let me show you my red shirt. See it here, Panny. Listen up, Panny First Lady. She represent, listen up. You know, see red shirt, Panny, world boss. My friend, here we are going now. All who support the world boss, give me a hand of the year right now. Drop the sack again, one time for me. One time for me. All right, keep it up there, side to side now. Side to side, side to side, side to side. Everybody now, are you ready? Yeah, be a with Mr. Rock. Maria, tell them for a con. How we not the police? Whoa, party car, stop and come in. How when you're ready, just Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, Mr. Rock, come. How we not the police? Party car, stop and come in. How when you're ready, just sing it. Clean. Girl, you are a LTI. When you can't sing. When you can't sing. All right, give me a box now. Hey, be a bit, Mr. Rokanko. Hey, how we not the police Rokanko? Party car, stop and come in. How we not ready, just Rokanko in. How we not the police Rokanko? Party car, stop and come in. How we not ready, just let me sing for you now. The way she move her body, making world boss want it. You can't tell nobody. She making. And when she roll a bumper, put a finger up on her. Girl, just take me number. Take your phone now. Tell one of your friend name. Link up with me, Chargy. Cause we locking down it. And everybody know. When you can't see my face. When you ready now? Be a bit, Mr. Rokanko. How we not the police? Party car. How when you ready, just level it. All right, you can't sing with me now. Level it, level it, level it. Everybody help me sing this. Maria, Mr. Rock come in. How we know the police lock? All right, full time for do it now. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, sing it. Pull up too bad. Listen now, my name is Lenky First, and I represent soca music. I represent all of the good people that wearing them red shirt here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Yes, and guess what now? Saturday night, make sure you no come at the show here, come represent for the Prime Minister. For no, listen now, represent for, and big up yourself, my friend. But which part we there right now? Which part we there? Big up Antigua. I love you. Good night. You see me?
Them flop. Where say make some nice for Linky First, now, man. Yes. I told you earlier that this meeting is going to bury UPP. And the man that is going to put on the cover on the casket is coming all the way from St. Philip South. He's going to wipe out. Comrade Lennox Weston, welcome him.
You want to live, got to treat Comrades, good night. I can feel your energy. We are on the eve of a massive victory. The people of Antigua Barbuda will reward labor for a great job. We have kept our promise. We promise you a better Antigua and Barbuda, and in 3 years we have delivered. I can tell you that pictures of this crowd have been sent to Harold Lovell. And Harold Lovell is now referring to his candidates as Kunumuno number 1, Kunumuno number 2, and Kunumuno number 3. But they say, Harold, you teach me, you're the chief Kunumuno in the pack. So we are going to bury a Kunu-Munu government. You took the chance to give them government. They were so frightened that when they went into the office, the very first week, Errol Cart did the first act that destroyed the UPP government. You recall the masonry product deal when he could not count. And we coined the phrase, every deal became a steal. And so for 5 years, they set about raping this country and figure retribution wouldn't come. They escaped in 2009 by stealing the election. And they were sitting pretty. But you know, God has a way of working his miracles. And so they felt they were unbeatable. And as they stole, they squandered. And some of them got so clever, they took their money to Syria. And you remember one of them signed on the wrong side of the page. When he's supposed to sign owner, you sign sale. And the others put their money in the Syrian bank because Syria was a very safe country with no exchange of information with America. But what happened to Syria after they put their money there? Everything UPP touch mash up. All of a sudden, strong Syria was plunged into a crisis, and then bomb all them big house, then bomb them bank, and they've lost every cent they siphon off to Syria. And if you hear the Speaker of the House, the former, crying like a baby every day, looking for pity, the others put their money in British American. They were looking for 10% return. What did Jaja do? British American is nowhere to be found. Every cent they store away, blow away in the wind. Retribution wiping them out. And so you have the UPP government being prisoners in their own homes. When last had you seen Errol Court? Prisoner of their own incompetence. Cannot face the people whose lives they have destroyed without pity and mercy. The people they didn't care about. They are now locked away in their own homes by their own doing. Retribution is murdering every one of them. And I say to you, on the 21st of this month, you will have the opportunity with dedication and style and class. You will make that X with such a neatness, and you will wipe them off the political map of Antigua Barbuda. The Antigua Labour Party is setting a new standard in governance. This is a government of excellence. You can't join the team unless you're excellent. And that is why Sister Maria Brown, Comrade Maria Brown, has joined the team. If you want to cross into this team, you must bat like Vivi and bowl like Andy. And in this government, we take no prisoners. And so on the 21st, there will be no UPP candidate left standing. And I want to talk to the voters of this country. You will join this red train now or be left behind in the dust of history. We are not going to tolerate none of those UPP sabotagers who want to stay in high positions and have the audacity today to say they want to call strike. Is who they want test. Is who they want test. Well, tell them if they feel they have more steel than this Labour Party government, raise their hand. Tell the Civil Service Union, raise their hand if they want a showdown in this country. We will call out the people in our defense. We will tell the people, stand and defend your democracy. Stand and defend your progress. Stand and defend your future against those UPP idiots who cannot believe that the stealing is over. The party is done. The fun is all over. And we didn't have to jail them. They jail themselves, shamed by their own performance. It's late tonight, so I can't give you the programs. But I want to tell you that every young person must vote for Labour because we have the best empowerment program for young people. This is a country built on young people. We will give you the tools to rule. We'll give you the tools to make progress. We'll give you the tools so you can create your own prosperity and a better future for your children. From education, we're number one. From scholarships, we're number one. From school building, we're number one. And we will build the first university in Antigua Barbuda. Look around you. Everything great was done by Labour. All the great men and leaders came from Labour. And the future of Antigua depends on the great men and women of Labour. You have a pride of place because you have stood in the vanguard of this organization. You have defended this organization from the very beginning. You have created great men out of ordinary men with your support. You have inspired us all to climb to higher heights. When we went into office, we had no other option but to serve you with excellence. And so when IMF said that, guys, you are so unlucky to win government now, this country is destroyed. It's finished. We say you don't know Labour Party yet. This is the class of VC Bird who he sent to university. He had us in training for this moment. And they came back 2 years after. And everything fixed. They say, how did you do it? I say, one of these days we'll write a book and teach you. But we have become the example for micro-island states as how do you beat the IMF trap and have growth without debt, and growth without negative fallout, and growth with job creation. I want to tell the young people, you will vote because you'll get new jobs. You will vote because you will create your own businesses. You will vote because you can go to university. You will vote because you can get an affordable home. You can vote because you'll be safe in Antigua. You can vote because you have leaders you can look up to and emulate. You can vote because Antigua and you will stand simply for excellence. Every voter join the Labour Party train. There is no future in the UPP. Harold Love will retire come the 21st. They will not see government for 30 more years. So what are you defending? 13 of the candidates for UPP retired in jail in their own homes. They have given up the fight. So why are you standing and wearing blue? They're going to call you Kunumunu too. Don't join the Kunumunu. You're brighter than that. Reach out for prosperity. Defend your future. Stand with Labour. Tell them, on the Labour we have a new car, raise your hand. On the Labour we have new land, put up your hand. On the Labour you're working, raise your hand. The judge shall be the glory. Step in, raise her. A dangerous country, a dangerous party. We come to serve. We need your vote. Vote for Labour. Brighter future. Love Antigua. Love you all. Judge, I bless you.
Yes, comrades and friends, make some noise to Comrade Weston! Yes! Well, listen, we have come to the end of tonight's proceedings. On behalf of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party, I would like to ask each and every one of you to get home safely. Remember, no meeting tomorrow night, but Saturday night is the Road to Victory concert. Flagman, big up yourself, waving the Antigua flag high. See you all. Oh, tomorrow night and a meeting now, we party tomorrow. We're going to Barrymore's Hotel to party with our Barbudans. So come on out tomorrow night at Barrymore Hotel on 4th Road. Show your support for Comrade Arthur Nibs. Show your support for Labour. See you on Saturday at ARG. Have a good evening. Labour all the way. Labour all the way. Labour all the way.